Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today I want to talk about a few ideas I have for a Ninjago set. So this first idea, I think it'd be really cool, give Pixel some more spotlight. And my idea is to give her like a dragon, a robot dragon. Also, that is another one of my ideas, just like a robot dragon, whether it belong to the villains, the heroes, especially now with Dragons Rising, being titled Dragons Rising. But, that does kind of make sense, but also doesn't. If we're already like Dragons Rising, there's already going to be a lot of like actual natural dragons, so why would there need to be the need for like a robotic one? But I don't know, it's just kind of idea I had. I think it'd be really cool if Pixel got her own like robot dragon to ride on. That would at least give some sort of excuse. I just think it'd be pretty cool, to be honest, especially getting Pixel some attention like front and center. Another of one of my ideas, I guess this could be applied to multiple builds, but you could kind of excuse this by putting Sora in the set since she is the master of technology, and that is like some sort of set where you can like swap parts. Like this is kind of based on the Monkey Kid Creative Vehicle set and its successor, or either of the two. I honestly forgot which one is which, because in the original one, there was a mech, a plane, and a car, and you could swap parts with it and stuff like that. Obviously, it was more of a kid build than anything, but I think something like that for Ninjago would be cool. And it's the one releasing the 5th anniversary. It's still the same concept, except you couldn't swap the parts with it. You would just make something bigger. So I guess in a sense, more like the team builds we have, or like the combo max, except this time it's more or less you can like split a part to create a mech or a boat or something else. Because for the Monkey Kid one, it was a boat. I don't know. I know it was like a boat, maybe another mech, maybe a car, and then you would take it all apart to create a big plane. So maybe something like that to create something else. So instead of like a regular combo mech where you would just move things around sometimes and break apart like the leg vehicle, it would be that you have like all these individual builds and you break them all apart and then put them together into one whole thing. And honestly, one of these ideas I've had is since like the core mechs are introduced. I know this is from Dragons Rising, but it was like the one I could pull out or get out the quickest for this video. Honestly, you could just probably use these mechs maybe, like these smaller ones, especially since it would make the set a lot cheaper. But my idea is basically customizable mechs, like the Ninja Brick Box from like Ninjago Core, except this time it's with mechs and you can actually swap out pieces and stuff. Now, obviously, I imagine this during like Ninjago Core, Evo, whatever. So the cockpits could be swappable with different colors to different builds of cockpits, but I feel like now with these smaller mechs it would make sense. I feel like if you're going to put Sora in the set to, explain away them being able to swap parts, like that. It basically be like the elemental mechs we got for Sora, Aaron, Cole, Kai, and Lloyd. I think that's it during like season 2 or so. Those mechs, except on a smaller scale with either the Evo, or I guess now it'll probably be these ones. But with those, except they come in different colors, I feel like if you're gonna put Sora or Zane or Pixel in the sets, because they're like kind of like, I guess, the ones that build the most robotic stuff or whatever, then obviously have them have a mech. Zane already got one. Pixel will probably never get one, so might as well give her one there. Sora, I mean, she could get one. Next, apparently the leaked next like $10 mech is going to be a Lloyd one, so there you go. I feel like the cockpit should all be this mold and maybe like a few options for alternate builds, like kind of Zane's. Because he has like the most distinct cockpit of them all. I feel like he probably has the most unique build out of them all, maybe. At least the one that doesn't align the best with the others. Kind of look at his arms. They're like completely different. His build is like kind of different than the others, so I feel like maybe you should stick more with kind of this design they did with the J-Mac instead of Zane's, although maybe they could have differently built cockpits and have that be the change. But yeah, just something like that. I mean, include all different kinds of colors for cockpits, and like, I don't know, I would say maybe like have enough for 5 customizable mechs. I feel like that'd be good. Like, let it be 5 mechs in total. One of them already preset for a character, and then the other you can have enough pieces to build for like whatever character. Or maybe instead of having that, it could be some sort of a big battle, like a bunch of the, maybe something along the lines of Lloyd's like core mech from Ninjago Core, like the second wave where we got his golden form for core, something like that. Except maybe it could be explained away with it being like a training of some sort, which we would have like 2 ninjas against each other in the mechs. I feel like that would have been perfect, kind of during when Jay was evil. To be honest, like, imagine if Jay was evil, instead of getting like his regular pilot suit, it would be like the evil Jay in like the mech against Master Lloyd in that set. But that's just of a different idea. But yeah, maybe we could see one of these mechs instead of obviously maybe like a set that you can build more of these. It's a set where it's just another ninja. I would say maybe Aaron or Nia. Nia would be really cool. Cole maybe, but he has like the golden mech. But a smaller form mech for Cole would be pretty cool. But like basically a ninja up against an enemy, like the elemental monsters or whatever, except they're also in a mech. I would say it'd be around $15, just because the core mechs were much bigger, so I feel like $20 for that makes sense. But I feel like $20, even if it is 2 of these mechs, it's still a bit too much, especially since people mostly get them for the minifigures, or at least I definitely do, especially in the case of the J mech, because that literally had Sensei Lloyd, and then the Zane one had the shirtless Zane and Wildfire. I didn't have that minifigure, even though it's really common. And then also had one of the Forbidden 5. So yeah, I would say put 4 minifigures, whatever ninja, along with like a partner ninja, or maybe they want to, if they do Eren and Sora, to keep like Ryu's piece in use, they could just reuse a small Ryu, and then like a villain, and then another smaller like villain. Or maybe they could do like with what I said with Ryu, and then just have one villain in the mech. So you have like 2 ninjas, Ryu, maybe. If it's like Eren or Sora as the mech, then maybe Ryu as like the sidekick. Vrak would actually be really cool, I just realized that. But I guess moving on to my last set idea, I guess it would be more just villain sets and Legacy as well, Samukai. Like, I don't know, I just feel like Ninjago needs more villain sets. I at least have sets, as I said earlier, where it's like the heroes against the villains, but they're both like kind of evenly matched. Like Zane's Titan mech, like the original one, I forgot what the original one was called. That had him going against another mech, and I thought the villain mech looked way cooler, I feel like more sets focus around that, more villains, or at least have them pit against each other like evenly, like it would actually make sense, Like, not just some itty-bitty small side build that, put it next to a giant mech, or like, in a set like that, the mech just, like, kick it out. Like, just, like, stomp on it, or whatever. But, yeah, just more villain sets, I think, would be cool, in my opinion. I must say, Ninja don't really get any vote vehicles. Seabound was, like, the perfect time. We did kind of get some. Kai did get a vote vehicle, I think. But I'm just mostly talking about it'd be cool to get more sea vehicles, but obviously, you kind of already passed that time with Seabound, and it doesn't really matter. It's just more like a interesting hypothetical of getting more sea builds. Yeah, I do think we definitely need more of these sets with like the smaller mechs. If Ninjago Core were to come back, I feel like Ninjago Core's main purpose was to get like younger kids into Ninjago. I'm not sure if we ever finish all those like elemental dragons, because we got a Nia, Jay, Kai, although Jay and Kai's could use a rework. We got a big Lloyd one, a big Zane one. No, and who am I missing? Nia, Kai, Cole, Jay, Zane. I think we got for all of them. Obviously, some were smaller than others, but I do think we got all dragons for the ninja. But I mean, I guess Wu would be cool to get one, like how we got in Possession, just a bigger one. Obviously, not the size of a Source Dragon, more like the size of like the Motherborn, or slightly smaller than that, or maybe the same size as Lloyd's mech. I think that would be cool. I feel like getting side characters, giving them builds, would be pretty cool. Like, I don't know, I think it'd be cool if they ever did bring back Ninjago Core, for them to have sets based off of like secondary characters, like Pixel, maybe hopefully Skylar. I mean, they did have her appear in the 5th anniversary Weekend Whip video. So I don't know, I'm just kind of giving my thoughts out here. I think that's all I have to say, to be honest. Yeah, as I just said, it would be cool if Core ever came back, more secondary like characters get builds, even if it's just a smaller one. Like, imagine, I guess, another, or at least a slightly bigger Zane mech, and then as a side build you have like one of these smaller types of mechs, except it's for Pixel or something like that. Maybe it'd be kind of like the Aaron like mech situation, even if they weren't, to attach it to the bigger Lloyd mech, to have it at least be there. Like, I don't know, maybe Sora gets a big type of mech, and then maybe there's like an Aaron side build that's this, or something like that. Maybe like a big ninja car, and then one of the characters has like a little bike type of thing, like in the $10 sets, like how Kai got for Season 3 Part 2. But yeah, honestly, I think that is definitely all I have to say. Thank you for watching very much, and have a great day.